Hello Virgo and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for mid-December 2022, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. There will be an extended reading at the end of this reading. That might seem a little silly since I only have, I think, like 2 subscribers right now. But I did used to have a tarot channel in the past that I got rid of a couple of years ago. So there will be an extended reading. I'm just kind of getting back into doing things the way I used to. I already pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have a tarot deck I'll go through, and it should be good. In your recent past, Virgo, you have the energy is gaining momentum with the Four of Coins in reverse. You guys have been dealing with some instability for a while. I see this as like a lesson learned in some way, shape, or form. Oh, my tea is in there. Not in a bad way, and it's not like it's like a karmic lesson, but not in a negative way. It's like learning to create it's the as above so below. This is what I feel like, learning to create stability up here so that it reflects down here. In your current energy, you have your commitment is being tested with the Knight of Swords in reverse. So maybe it felt like things were picking up and then they just like stopped. And you were like, what the heck? This is almost like when I read your commitment is being tested, such a intense card, right? The way that I'm reading it in this specific reading is stay true to your path. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because in your immediate future, you have take time to breathe out with the Page of Swords in reverse. So right now is kind of like, I feel like an intense energy for you. And then your immediate future is almost like a rest period. From everything that you've been struggling with, because this is a reading of struggle. This has been a struggle full time. I've been dealing with a lot of struggle recently, Virgo. But let's get more details on everything and then go from there. All right, let's look at Virgo's recent past. It says recent past for Virgo. Of the Tower. So yeah, dang. Something happened to create this instability. A breakup, losing a job, walking away from a job, something happened. It doesn't even need to necessarily be your recent past. With the Queen of Swords, it almost feels like it was your decision. Like you created this Tower moment. So you could have walked away from something or made sure something walked away from you. I'm not sure. But what I'm seeing is in your recent past with this Tower card, something happened to create this instability for you. And I feel like it started feeling like things were picking up. With the energy is gaining momentum, it almost feels like things were picking up to get better. Or like, let me get clarity on that, because I have a couple of ways that I'm interpreting that, but I want to see, just want to see what's right. It says recent past for Virgo. You have Justice with the Star in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse. So you have the same Page of Swords in reverse here as you do here. This is a lack of healing. Or like, you have the Star in reverse with the Justice card. So it's interesting how I'm reading this. And this is kind of what I was saying was a little confusing. You are in an energy of a lack of hope, or at least you were in your recent past. And that energy was very strong, possibly for a while. But with the Justice card here, it's almost like you needed to be in that energy to like find hope without any reason of having hope. And that's the concept of faith, right? That's how we manifest our dream life, is we don't pay attention to what's going on down here. We stay true to our truth. And so I feel like this energy that you've been through and your recent past, this lack of hope, was so that you would heal all of the reasons that you lack hope. And I feel like that's why you could look at this situation as like, oh, this has been like there's two ways to look at it, right? It's like you could take the victim mentality and be like, oh, everything is happening, to me, or you can take kind of the truth of the situation and try to turn it to your favor, which is the only way we can control our lives, and say everything is happening for me. I just don't know how yet. And kind of be able to almost like, if we get stuck in a mindset of lack and of lack of hope, and we keep seeing things through that lens, well, situations that align with that are going to continue to manifest. But if we can take situations where we feel lack of hope, and we can bring our own hope into it by saying, you know what, things aren't great right now, this situation really sucked, but I know that every low comes with a high, therefore things are only going to get better, and all I have to do is have faith in that. And then stay true to that no matter what triggers are thrown at you. Because I feel like that's where you're struggling, is a trigger will happen. You'll feel like things are going better, but then something will trigger you back into that mindset. And it's like you're clawing yourself out of this negativity in a way. But don't feel like this is because you're a negative person or you're doing anything wrong. We feel a negative way because of what we've experienced. So that's why there's like this need to heal your past so that you can see things through the lens of positivity. One more for Virgo's recent past. The moon. Aha! There's the Four of Pentacles in reverse, same as this Four of Pentacles in reverse right here. So this does have to do with lack of stability, and you have the Moon card in reverse. You are needing to work through fear right now. And you're kind of, or like in your recent past, you were facing so much of your fear, so much emotion, so much frustration, so much lack. And what you didn't really, I mean, this is three major arcanas, the Tower, the Star, the Moon. What you didn't realize is that this was all working for you to have what you want. This was all working in your favor. It's kind of cool because I feel like, you being stuck in the energy you were in, you probably were like, oh my gosh, there's no way that anything good is going to come of this. And that within itself is the problem. Life is all about mindset. Consciousness is our reality. So learning that you can control your thoughts and your emotions, learning that you have control over them, that doesn't mean that you don't feel them and you don't, think things that you don't want to think. It means that you don't believe your negative thoughts and your negative emotions, because you believing those creates more of those. But I feel like what you don't realize is your recent past was so necessary to give you what you want. Let's move to current energy. This is a really interesting reading, Virgo. Let's look at your current energy. Your commitment is being tested. A very deep one. Like, I feel like this situation that you've been dealing with has been like one of the most difficult situations that you've ever really dealt with. You have the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, and the Page of Cups. You're in the last stretch of a cycle. That's the good news. The not so good news is that the closer you get to the end of the cycle, the more difficult that cycle is to handle. With the Page of Cups here, this is like renewal. That's what I feel here. Like, this is like you're in the last stage of this energy that you've been in before renewal. And this renewal is what you've been looking for all along. It's interesting because oftentimes we think, oh, I really need this person to come back to me, or I really need to get this specific job, or I really need whatever the case is, because we believe that that is going to provide us with a certain emotion. But if you can learn to control your emotions and find joy in the little things of life, then you no longer need certain things in order to make you happy. Those things then become the cherry on top. Excuse me. I'm trying to fight off the hiccups here. So it's almost like you might think that things aren't working out for you, But with this, your commitment is being tested thing, what you don't realize is this is almost like a test of your faith. Now, I hate the idea of a test. Like there's some, that God is out there, the universe, whatever you believe in, is saying, you must show your undying faith for me so that you can get rewarded. That's not the way that I want to read this or even portray this. What I'm feeling is this, we have to be able to have a certain mindset for that mindset then to get reflected back at. That's how the world works. That's how the universe works. If we feel a certain way, we then see that way, those situations in our life. We see things through the lens of our mindset. And so if your mindset has been stuck in fear and lack and hopelessness and all of this, well, you're seeing your life through that lens and therefore putting out that energy, making actions that align with that energy and manifesting more of the same. So that when it talks about your commitment being tested, it's not saying that like it's being tested in a way that's like negative. It's like it's being tested in a way that it's saying this is just a test for you to receive what you want. And honestly, this is a pretty easy test to pass. You just have to have faith. But it's not easy to do necessarily because triggers are a bitch. And they'll poke you and they'll prod and they'll really try to get you to believe worst case scenarios. But the whole thing here is believing in best case scenarios without letting go of your faith that things are working out for you. Like believe in them, and then if you have triggers that start to point to those things not happening, still believing in the best case scenario. There's a Six of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Pentacles in reverse. You're focused too much on your material world. That's why things aren't reciprocating. And the opportunity that you're looking for, look, there's that cycle closing, the World card. And then you have this Page of Pentacles. She's holding that opportunity for this cycle to close. But what's blocking it right now is that you're believing your circumstances over your faith. Have faith in better days, regardless of what your circumstances are telling you. That's the only thing that I feel like you should take from this reading. If you don't take anything else, that's the one thing you need to take. Let's get one more. So right now, things are tough. You have this burden here. You have the Ten of Wands. You have this huge burden here. This energy is so insanely heavy. You have this Eight of Cups in reverse here, which to me is almost like another card of renewal. It's like renewal is hiding, because then you have the Fool card. You have the Empress. It's like renewal and a new beginning is hiding behind this burden. Can't wait to I want to get clarity on that burden, because I want to know, like it's something you've been carrying with you for a real long time, Virgo. It's so heavy. It's like dizzying heavy. Because like when I read cards, I don't just like understand the messages, but I like feel the energy in a way. I don't know how to describe it, but like when I feel this energy, it feels just like heavy, like weight of the world on your shoulders. All right, immediate future for Virgo. Immediate future for Virgo. All right, you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Empress in reverse. In your immediate future, I'm actually going to switch these cards because I think that this is a better way to describe what this message is saying. But anyway, you have this take time to breathe out with the Page of Swords in reverse. So you still might not see reciprocation in your immediate future. But the reason for that is you guys are lacking a lot of like self-love, self-care right now. I feel like you've been putting so much of your energy into focusing on your instability that you've forgotten yourself. You've forgotten to take care of yourself. And that could be you're overindulging, you're distracting yourself with drugs or alcohol or whatever the case is. And not that, sometimes an escape is necessary, right? But when that escape goes on for too long, it becomes a problem. And I feel like in your immediate future, it's almost like getting yourself right. Coming back to yourself in a way. Like that's a good way to kind of describe what I'm feeling here. Like coming back to you, finding that Empress energy again, where you are putting yourself first and you're not focusing on all of the ways that things aren't working out for you, but focusing on all of the ways and all the reasons you deserve good things. Let's get immediate future for Virgo. This energy is a little lighter, but this is a heavy energy. And it's not a new energy for you guys. You guys have been dealing with this heavy energy for a minute. That's too many. I don't want to read all those. Just clear, concise messages, please. Clear, concise messages. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Temperance in reverse, Two of Cups. So the wheel wants to turn in your favor. With this Temperance in reverse, there's this lack of patience that you guys have been dwelling on for a long time that's keeping you from being emotionally balanced. And when I say a lack of patience, like this feels like such a tough love reading. But when I talk about lack of patience, I mean like it's like lack of faith, right? Like just because things aren't happening for you doesn't mean they're not working out for you. It just means that they're not happening in the way that you think that they should happen or in a way that you thought they were going to happen. But I feel like that's what this whole lesson is teaching you is this whole, because was it this one that I started out saying this felt like a lesson learned? I feel like it was. It was this one, or Taurus's reading was kind of similar, but not really. It just feels like this is a big lesson for you to learn in patience, faith, and choosing yourself first, putting energy in yourself first, and not choosing fear, not choosing hopelessness, but choosing to believe in the brighter side of life, if you will. All right, immediate future for Taurus, or for Virgo. Oh my goodness, I just said Taurus and I got my head confused. All right, immediate future for Virgo. Okay, there's the King of Pentacles, upright. We had him with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so your opportunity that you want for stability, whether that be emotional, whether that be a love, work, success situation, whatever the situation is for you. So general reading, take as it resonates. That's going to come when you are able to look beyond your circumstances, to look at the bigger picture, to realize that everything is happening for you and that your fear of things not going your way isn't real. It's just an illusion. This is just it's a big lesson learned, but it's a good one. And it's a big one that is going to follow you in really good ways for a really long time. This lesson has an impact on your whole future. So if it feels like it's been a really frustrating time, it's going to kind of be hard to understand, but like, be grateful, because it means that you're learning, you're letting go of blockages that have held you back for a really long time, Virgo. So I'm excited for you. I know this doesn't feel like a good time, but I'm excited for you because I do feel better days are ahead. You're the only one that can create them, though. All right, thank you guys so much. We're going to hop on over to the extended, where we're going to clarify all of these messages, go into more depth, and get an advice card from the universe. If you have any questions on a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys next week. Bye, Virgo.